Hey guys, Peach Ferrari Mike. Just wanted to shoot a video today on ball joints. We're going to give you guys a whole rundown on how to replace ball joints on your Jeep Wrangler. Stay tuned. We're going to start with obviously removing the wheels and tires. If you don't know how to do that, you should probably skip this video. After that, we're going to take the brakes off, calipers, rotors, and then we'll start removing the hubs. Once you've got the cotter pin out, you've got a 36mm nut that'll come off. 13mm bolts, the 12-point socket. Once you've got your hub bolts loose, easiest way to get those out is leave the bolt partially threaded. Just tap the back of that bolt with a hammer. And then you can pull the rest out. And then just pull your axle shaft out. The next part of the install, you're going to have to remove the steering, and we're going to be pulling the knuckle off. So we're going to grab these cotter pins, these castle nuts here on the steering end, as well as on the ball joints. Steering is going to be held on with a 3/4 inch nut. As you go to do your ball joints, this top nut is a 7/8, and then your bottom nut is a 1 1/8. And now what you'll see is I left every nut loose. That's that way we can just tap, and that'll loosen everything right up. When you remove the ball joints, you are going to need some specialty tools. To start out, you're going to need a ball joint press or puller. Normally this will come with a couple different attachments. I know mine came with a couple of cups in your top and your bottom. And then sometimes to make life easier, although not necessarily on this Jeep, but you can buy like a master ball joint kit that'll include a bunch of extra different cups. So I'll show you, we're going to end up using this one as well as some of the ones just from the press. And we'll move back over to the knuckle and start pressing ball joints. All right, so we're gonna put our larger cup. This cup is larger than the diameter of the ball joint itself to fit over top. Leaves room for that ball joint to come up. This is just the stop for the actual press pulley device guy there. We've got our cup. It's gonna slide actually this way and sit inside. And then we're just going to tighten this up till we're So once you pull your cup off here, and then your ball joint pops right out. This ball joint probably still had some life left in it. This guy, you can see, was nice and loose. It's time to go ahead and replace her. We're going to start with putting our press on. We've got a cup down here. And we're going to tighten until that cup fits just around that ball joint. And then we'll grab our breaker bar. And then that's got your lower ball joint. So now we're ready to put the new ball joints in. We went ahead and just did spicers. Part number, I'll put a link in the description again. From what I've found on the TJs, your spicers are going to be the best all-around ball joint. Don't waste your money on anything else. They seem to last the longest. So you've got your upper, again, press in from the top, and then you've got your new lower that's going to go in from the bottom. So we'll go ahead and get these pressed in. All right, for the lower ball joint, we're going to get this little cup. Once you've got the lower in, it's time to do the upper. We're going to grab a cup, and on the bottom here we've got a hollow one. One thing I want to point out is on your ball joints. These are the ones that we just removed from the Jeep. You can see these are a smooth edge that gets pressed into the knuckle. This is another set removed from another Jeep. The knurling on the sides, that's what I want to point out. If you're removing your ball joints and you've got this knurling, most of the time you cannot press in these smooth style ball joints anymore. This will actually kind of open up and eat away a little bit at that opening on the ball joints, or on the knuckle side. So again, smooth. This is what was factory in the TJs. This is what we just replaced and what we installed. This is just another style from another Jeep with this knurling. If you guys have that, you most of the time will not be able to install the smooth style. So just wanted to point that out to guys that are doing this at home, in case somebody maybe changed ball joints before you. Just something to keep an eye out for. They should be a press and fit. Next, you're going to go ahead and get the knuckle reinstalled. All right, once you've got the knuckle back on, you are going to torque to spec. The bottom lower ball joint will be at 80 foot-pounds. And the upper will be at 75. And again, our upper at 75. And after everything's torqued to spec, don't forget your cotter pins. Now you're going to slide your axle shaft back in. While installing your unit bearings, you can get your dust shield back on there, followed by the unit bearing itself. All right, once you've got your axle back together from the ball joints and your hub, go ahead and put your washer in. You've got your 36mm nut, and then on top of that nut is your little spring, and then your castle, which you'll use a cotter pin for. On my axle, I'm using RCVs, so it's going to be a little bit different. If you haven't seen that, watch the RCV install. Once you're done with that, it's just going to be reassembly of your brakes and put your wheels back on, and you're all set to go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, get all the updates on our TJ, as well as all the other Jeeps and vehicles that